The next one. They didn't play well. Auxiliary verb is there or not there? We have an auxiliary verb here. Did is an auxiliary verb in this sentence because play is the main verb here. So we have an auxiliary verb, did. So tag must be framed with did. So C and D are eliminated. C and D is a does, present tense, gone. They didn't play well. Do we have an N word in the sentence? Yes. Didn't is a short form of did not. So we have an N word in the sentence. In the tag there should not be an N word. Based on that, A is eliminated. The answer must be B. They didn't play well. Did they? That means did they play well? That's the meaning. The next one. He looks tired. He looks tired. I think we had the same question earlier. There's no auxiliary verb here. The verb in this sentence is looks, V1. So in the tag we have to go for do or does. Based on that, C and D are eliminated. C and D said did. No, there's no N word in the sentence. In the tag there must be an N word. Now, based on that anyway, B is gone. The subject here is he, singular. So we cannot use do. Do is plural. It must be does. No N word. In the tag we need to have an N word. Does not, short form is doesn't. The subject is he. So it must be doesn't he. The next one. They came by air. They came by air. No auxiliary verb. The verb in this sentence is came. Came is V2, simple past. So as you know, in the tag we need did. Based on that, B and C are gone. B says does, C says do. Does and do come in the simple present tense. No negative term in the sentence. In the tag we need to have a negative term. Did not, short form is didn't. So A is gone. The subject here is they. So didn't they. They came by air. Didn't they? That means didn't they come by air. Didn't they came by air is wrong. Didn't they come by air. The next one. He never used medicines. Any auxiliary verb? No auxiliary verb. The verb in this sentence is used. Used is V2, simple past. So we have to go for did. C and D are gone. Do we have an N word in the sentence? Yes, never is an N word. So we have an N word in the sentence. In the tag there should not be an N word. So did remains as did itself. A is gone. The subject is he. So did he. He never used medicines. Did he? That means did he use medicines? The boy paints wall or paints well, anything is fine. No auxiliary verb. The verb in the sentence is paints. Paint can be a noun as well as a verb. Here it's a verb because there's no other verb in the sentence. Every sentence must contain a verb. The subject here is a boy. Paints is V1. Subject plus V1 is simple present. So C and D eliminated. The boy is the subject here, singular. So it cannot be do, it must be does. No negative term. In the tag there must be a negative term. Does not, short form is doesn't. So B is gone. The subject is a boy, he. So doesn't he. The boy paints well, doesn't he. That means doesn't he paint well. That's what I mean. The boy paints well, doesn't he means doesn't he paint well. It is raining heavily. It is raining heavily. The auxiliary verb in this sentence is. So in the tag we have to have is itself. B, C and D are gone. No negative term. Tag must be negative. Is not. Short form is isn't. The subject is it. So it must be isn't it. That is not your house. That is not your house. The auxiliary verb here is. So the tag must be framed with is. A and B are gone. Do comes in simple present. Did comes in simple past. Do we have an N word in the sentence? Yes. Not is an N word. So in the tag there should not be an N word. Based on that D is eliminated, it must be is. I cannot say is that. Right? Because that is not a subjective pronoun. The pronoun that comes in the tag must be a subjective pronoun. That is a demonstrative pronoun. This, that, these, those. We cannot use any form other than the subjective form in the tag. Right. So that is not your house, is it? That is not your house, is it means is it your house? That's the meaning. You won't come home today. You won't come home today. Won't is a short form of will not. So based on that, option C is eliminated. Can't is wrong. Can't is a short form of cannot, eliminated. Now, we have a negative term. What subject here? You. Based on that, Bombay is gone, C is gone. Right. We have a negative term in the sentence because won't is a short form of will not. In the tag, there should not be a negative term. Based on that, A is gone, the answer must be D. The subject here is you. You won't come home today, will you? That means, will you come home today? Meera never drinks tea. No auxiliary verb. The verb here is drinks, V1, simple present. So as you know, we have to go for do or does. Right. The subject here is Meera, singular. So we cannot go for do, we have to go for does. Based on that, option C is eliminated. C says do, gone. Now, Meera never drinks tea. Do we have an N-word sentence? Never is an N-word. So we have an N-word in the sentence. In the tag, there should not be an N-word. Based on that, doesn't she is eliminated. A and D are the same actually. It could be a printing mistake. Both of them. Only one, it's correct. Meera never drinks tea. Does she? That means, does she drink tea? That's a meaning. Meera never drinks tea. Does she means, does she drink tea? They have got a new car. Have is a main verb or auxiliary verb here? Main verb or auxiliary verb. They have got a new car. Have is an auxiliary verb because got is a main verb. The tag must be framed with have because it's an auxiliary verb here. Based on that, C and D are eliminated. Because C and D say has. They have got a new car. No negative term in the sentence. In the tag, there must be a negative term. Have not, short form is haven't. Based on that, A is gone. The subject here is they, so haven't they. They have got a new car. Haven't they means, haven't they got a new car? That's the meaning. Students haven't received their scholarship. Students haven't received their scholarship. Have is an auxiliary verb here because received is a main verb. The tag must be framed with have. Based on that, B and D are gone. B and D say has. Do we have a negative term in the sentence? Yes. Haven't is a short form of have not. So we have an N word in the sentence. In the tag, there should not be an N word. Based on that, A is gone. Haven't. The subject here is students, plural. So we have to use a plural pronoun in the tag to refer to students. It must be have they. Students haven't received their scholarship. Have they? That means have they received their scholarship? Have plus V3. I am selected for the competition. I am selected for the competition. The auxiliary verb here is am. Right. No negative term. Tag must be negative. Am not changes to aren't. A is gone, B is gone, C is gone. The subject here is I, so it must be aren't I. I am selected for the competition. Aren't I? It means aren't I selected for the competition? Kirti doesn't know Telugu. Does is a main verb, auxiliary verb here. Does is an auxiliary verb here because know is the main verb. So the tag must be framed with does. Based on that, C is gone. Then we have an N word in the sentence. Doesn't, does not. So the tag, there should not be an N word. Based on that, Bombay is eliminated. The subject here is Kirti, female, singular. So based on that, it is eliminated. It is for non-living things. Gone. It must be does she. Kirti doesn't know Telugu. Does she means, does she know Telugu? That's the meaning. Calcutta is now called Kolkata. Calcutta is now called Kolkata. Calcutta is now called Kolkata. The auxiliary verb here is is. The tag must be framed with is. So B and C are gone. No negative term. The tag must be negative. Is not, short form is isn't. Based on that, A is gone. Then Calcutta is a non-living thing. It. So isn't it. Calcutta is now called Kolkata. Isn't it? That means isn't it called Kolkata? Is plus V3. Simple present in the passive voice. Venkat goes by bus. This word is not pronounced as bus, it's pronounced as bus. Venkat pronunciation doesn't matter. In our examination I'm saying. Venkat goes by bus, no auxiliary verb. The verb in this sentence is goes, main verb, and goes is V1. And in the case of simple present tense, we have to go for do or does. The subject here is Venkat, singular, so we should not use do, we have to use does. Based on that, C and D are gone. C says did, D says do. No negative term in the sentence. In the tag there must be a negative term. Does not, short form is doesn't. So Bombay is eliminated. Venkat, singular, male, so doesn't he. Venkat goes by bus, doesn't he? That means doesn't he go by bus? Does plus V1 plural. Monica has been writing a novel. Writing is a main verb here, action. So has becomes the auxiliary verb here. And we have to frame the tag using has. All the options start with has. Monica, female. Based on that, he is eliminated. It is anyway gone. Right. No negative term. Tag must be negative. Has not. Short form is hasn't. So A is gone. Subject is Monica. She. So hasn't she. Monica has been writing a novel. Hasn't she means hasn't she been writing a novel? That's the meaning. Hasn't she been writing a novel? Present perfect continuous. The question and the answer must be in the same tense, the same category. Nitish always read books. Now READ can be V1, V2 and V3. Nitish is a subject. There's nothing like subject plus V3. There's something like subject plus V1 and subject plus V2. Subject plus V1 is simple present. Subject plus V2 is simple past. Now here, this sentence is grammatically wrong. Always tells us about a regularly happening action. And if it is a regularly happening action, it must be in the simple present tense. So this statement must be in the simple present tense. Then one more thing. The subject here is Nitish, singular. If the subject is singular, the verb must also be singular. This sentence is grammatically wrong. It must be Nitish always reads books. This is grammatically correct. Right? Nitish always reads books. The verb here is no auxiliary verb here. The verb here is reads, main verb, V1, subject plus V1 is simple present. So as you know, we have to go for do or does. The subject is Nitish, singular, so we have to go for does. Based on that, do is gone, did is gone. No negative term. In the tag, we need to have a negative term. Does not, short form is doesn't. Nitish, he, so A is gone, the answer must be B. Nitish always reads books, doesn't reads books, doesn't he? That means doesn't he read books? The next one. Samanvita is invited to the party. Samanvita is invited to the party. The auxiliary verb here is. So the tag must be framed with is. All the options start with is. Samanvita must be a female. Based on that, he is eliminated. So B and D are gone. No negative term in the sentence. In the tag, there must be a negative term. Isn't, is not, short form is isn't. Based on that, A is gone. The subject here is Samanvita, she. So isn't she. Samanvita is invited to the party. Isn't she? That means isn't she invited to the party? That's the meaning. All the shops aren't open on Sundays. All the shops aren't open on Sundays. The auxiliary verb here is are. So tag must be framed with are. B and D are gone. The subject here is all the shops, plural, so we have to go for a plural pronoun in the tag. They is a plural pronoun. Aren't is a short form of are not. So we have a negative term in the sentence. In the tag there should not be a negative term. Based on that, C is eliminated. It must be A, are they. All the shops aren't open on Sundays. Are they? That means are they open on Sundays? He brought his children with him. The subject here is he. Based on that, Delhi is gone. C is also gone because D and C say she. Fine, gone. He brought his children with him. No auxiliary verb. The verb in the sentence is brought, V2. Subject plus V2 is simple past. In the tag we have to go for did. He brought his children with him. No negative term in the sentence. In the tag we need to have a negative term. Did not, short form is didn't. Based on that, A is gone. The answer must be Bombay. Didn't he? He brought his children with him. Didn't he? That means didn't he bring his children with him? The chair was broken. Now the noun in the sentence is the chair. It's an object actually because was broken is passive voice. The verb here is, the auxiliary verb here is was. So we need was itself to frame the tag. The chair was broken. It means the chair, non-living thing. No negative term in the sentence. So in the tag there must be a negative term. Was not, short form is wasn't. A is gone. The answer is B. The chair was broken. Wasn't it? That means wasn't it broken? That's the meaning. The next one. Srikanth should not smoke. The auxiliary verb in this sentence is should. Should is a modal auxiliary verb. So in the tag we need to have should. So B and C are gone. Srikanth, male, singular. So he is fine. We have an N word in the sentence. Not. In the tag there should not be an N word. Based on that, A is gone. The answer must be D. Should he? That means should he smoke? That's the meaning. Come to the next one. He has not seen me. Has is an auxiliary verb here because seen is the main verb, action. So the tag must be framed with has. All the options start with has. The subject here is he. Based on that, B and D are gone. B and D says she. He has not seen me. We have an N word in the sentence. In the tag there should not be an N word. Based on that, C is eliminated. The answer must be A. He has not seen me. Has he? That means has he seen me? That's the meaning. Pavani has not finished work. Has is an auxiliary verb because finished is a main verb. The tag must be framed with has. So B and D are gone. B and D say is. We have an N word in the sentence. In the tag there should not be an N word. A is gone. The answer must be C. Has she? Pavani has not finished work. Has she? That means has she finished work? That's the meaning. The next one. Sahitya will do it tomorrow. Sahitya will do it tomorrow. The auxiliary verb in the sentence is will. Based on that, B and C are gone. B says could, C says can. No negative term. In the tag there must be negative term. Will not, short form is won't. Nothing like willn't. The subject is Sahitya. Female, singular. So it must be won't she. A is gone. A is eliminated. He is eliminated. Anyway, A, B and C are gone. A says he, B and C say I, eliminated. The answer must be won't she. Sahitya will do it tomorrow, won't she? That means won't she do it tomorrow? Sandhya cannot speak Hindi. The auxiliary verb in the sentence is can. So B and D are eliminated. B and D say is. We have an N word in the sentence. Cannot, not. So the tag there should not be an N word. A is gone. The answer is C. Can she? Sahitya cannot speak Hindi. Can she? That means can she speak Hindi? Hemalata forgot her keys in my house. No auxiliary verb. The verb in the sentence is forgot, V2, simple past tense. We have to go for did. So C and D are gone. C and D say can. Hemlata forgot her keys in my house. There's no N word in the sentence. In the tag there must be an N word. Did not, short form is didn't. Based on that, Bombay is eliminated. B is anyway gone. Hemlata is a female. She is eliminated. It must be she, not he. The answer must be A. Hemlata forgot her keys in my house, didn't she? That means, didn't she forget her keys in my house? Santosh drives very fast. No auxiliary verb. The verb in this sentence is drives. Drives is V1, simple present, do or does. Santosh is the subject here, singular. So verb must also be singular. It must be does. Based on that, A and B are gone. A and B say do. No negative term in the sentence. In the tag there must be a negative term. Does not, short form is doesn't. The subject is he, so it must be doesn't he. Santosh drives very fast, doesn't he? That means, doesn't he drive very fast? That's the meaning. Satish can write as fast as you can speak. The auxiliary verb here is can. So anyway, all the options contain can. Satish can write. Satish is male, so B and C are gone. She eliminated. Satish can write as fast as you can speak. There's no negative term. So in the tag there must be negative term. Cannot, short form is can't. Based on that, A is gone. Subject is he, so can't he. Satish can write as fast as you can speak. Can't he means can't he drive? Can't he write as fast as you can speak? Can't he means can't he write as fast as you can speak? Kiran will come here tomorrow. The auxiliary verb here is will. No negative term, so tag must be negative. Will not, short form is won't. Based on that, B and C are gone. Now here we have a confusion actually. Kiran can be a male as well as a female. A male or a female. For example, Kiran Bedi, right? Kiran Kumar, male. Kiran Bedi, female. The actress Kiran, the actress Kiran. So Kiran can be a male, a male or a female, right? We'll take it as male for the time being. So A is eliminated. The answer must be D. Kiran will come here tomorrow. Won't he? That means won't he come here tomorrow? It's time to leave. IT apostrophe S is a short form of it is. So the auxiliary verb in this sentence is is. The tag must be framed with is. The subject here is it. So based on that, C and D are eliminated. It's time to leave. No negative term in the sentence. In the tag there must be a negative term. Is not, short form is isn't. Based on that, Bombay is gone. The answer must be A. Isn't it? It's time to leave. Isn't it means isn't it time to leave? If you remember, I told you the rule regarding it is time, it's time. It is time and it is high time while discussing the exceptions on tenses. It is time and it is high time. If there's a clause after it is time or it is high time, that clause must be in the simple past tense. Clause means subject must be there, predicate also must be there. In this case, after it is time there is no clause. Then one more rule I said, if there is no clause after it is time will be followed by an infinitive. And infinitive is 2 plus V1 plural. In this case, we don't have any clause after it is time. So it is time must be followed by an infinitive. It is time to leave. Now to leave is 2 plus V1 plural. Leave is V1 plural and 2 plus V1 plural is termed as infinitive. It is time followed by an infinitive. That rule is completely fine. This statement is grammatically correct. It's time to leave. Is it means is it's time to leave. Isn't it means isn't it time to leave? They appreciate good food. No auxiliary verb. The verb in this sentence is appreciate, main verb V1. So as you know, we have to go for do or does. The subject here is they. So the verb plural, so the verb must also be plural. Based on that, we can say it should not be does, it must be do. Based on that, C and D are gone. C and D say did. Fine. They appreciate good food. No negative term in the sentence. In the tag, there must be a negative term. Do not, short form is don't. So the subject is they, so the answer must be don't. They appreciate good food, don't they? That means don't they appreciate good food? That's the meaning. Do as I say, we have gone for it. This is an order, right? Do as I say is an order. Do as I say means you do as I say. And if it is an order, in the tag we have to go for won't. No matter whether the subject is singular or no matter whether the sentence is negative or positive, in the tag we have to go for won't. Based on that, Bombay must be the answer. The subject here is you, understood. So won't you, that means won't you do as I say. Do as I say, won't you means won't you do as I say. The answer must be option B. Everyone wanted a ticket. Everyone wanted a ticket. The subject here is everyone, indefinite pronoun. So in the tag we have to go for they. Based on that, A and B are eliminated. Everyone wanted a ticket is simple past, so we have to go for did. There's no negative term in the sentence, so tag must be negative. Did not, short form is didn't, so answer D is gone anyway. The answer must be option C. Everyone wanted a ticket, didn't they? That means didn't they want a ticket? I think we have discussed all these questions again. Leave those. Come to this. We have discussed these two earlier. He knows nobody in the college. He knows nobody in the college, simple present tense. So do or does. In this case, does, because the subject here is he, singular. So B is gone, D is gone. We have an N word in the sentence, so there should not be any N word in the tag. Based on that, C is gone, the answer must be A. He knows nobody in the college, does he? That means, does he know anybody? Does he know nobody is wrong? He knows nobody in the college, does he know? Does he means, does he know anybody in the college? Does he know nobody is the wrong usage? Open the window means you open the window. Order, the subject here is you, understood. We have to go for won't in the option. The subject is you, so it must be won't you. B, C and D are eliminated. The next one. Something must be done. Something must be done. Which is the auxiliary verb here? Must is an auxiliary verb. Must, should, have to, need to, ought to, all these are modals. Modals are auxiliary verbs. The auxiliary verb in this sentence is must. So the tag must be framed with must. So Bombay is eliminated. No negative term in the sentence. So in the tag there must be a negative term. Must not. The short form of must not is mustn't. M-U-S-T-N apostrophe T. It's not mustn't, it is mustn't. Mustn't is there. Based on that, D is gone, A is gone, answer must be C. Mustn't it. Something must be done, mustn't it. If it is somebody, then they. Right. Come to the next one. Understand the meaning of it. I don't think anyone will come. We have two subjects in this sentence. One is I, the other one is anyone. Anyone is an indefinite pronoun. Right. I don't think. Do is an auxiliary verb because think is the main verb. Then anyone will come. Will is an auxiliary verb. So we have two subjects here. One is I, the other one is anyone. The auxiliary verb do is related to I. The auxiliary verb will is related to anyone. Right. Do is related to I. Will is related to anyone. Based on that, A and B are gone. They means anyone. They in the sense anyone, because indefinite pronoun, they. Here, according to the sentence, the auxiliary verb do is not related to anyone. The auxiliary verb do is related to I. So do, they, don't, they will be a wrong usage. Will be wrong usages. A and B are gone. Repeat. As per the question, the auxiliary verb do is related to I. The auxiliary verb will is related to anyone. So do, they is wrong. Don't, they is also wrong. Do cannot be related to they, anyone here. So A and B are wrong usages gone. Now we have two options left. Will, they. Will is related to anyone. They, same thing. Won't relate to anyone. They. Do we have an N word in the sentence? Yes. An N word or a N word? An N word. N, the first sound is A. If a word begins with a sound R, O, A or E, it must be an. So an N word. We have an N word in the sentence, that is don't, do not. So the tag, there should not be an N word. Delhi is gone, the answer must be C. I don't think anyone will come. Will they? That means will they come? That's the meaning. I repeat, I don't think anyone will come. Will they means will they come. No salt is allowed. The auxiliary verb here is. So we have to frame the tag using is. So C and D are gone. Do we have an N word in the sentence? Yes. No is an N word. In the tag, there should not be an N word based on that A is gone. Salt, uncountable. Uncountable nouns carry a singular verb with them, and a singular uncountable nouns carry a singular verb and a singular pronoun. So is it? It refers to salt. So no salt is allowed. Is it? That means is it? That means is it true that no salt is allowed? No salt is allowed. We have an N word in the sentence. In the tag, we don't have an N word. No salt is allowed. Is it? It means is it allowed? It means is salt allowed? Right. Is it true in the sense like is it true that salt is allowed or salt is not allowed? No salt is allowed. Is it means is it allowed? It means salt. Is salt allowed? N word in the sentence. No N word in the tag. It must be fine. No salt is allowed. Is it? Is salt allowed? No one can solve the problem. The auxiliary verb in the sentence is can. So we have to frame the tag with can itself. So C and D are gone. No one can solve the problem. The subject here is no one. No one is an indefinite pronoun. So in the tag we have to use the pronoun they. I told you, in the case of question tags, in the sentence if the subject is an indefinite pronoun, in the tag we have to use they. All the options say they. Anyway, B and C are gone. Do we have an N word in the sentence? Yes. No one is an N word. So in the tag there should not be an N word. Based on that A is gone, that must be D. No one can solve the problem. Can they? Can they means can they solve the problem? All of us are invited. All of us are invited. The auxiliary verb here is are. No negative term. So in the tag there must be a negative term. Are not, short form is aren't. So B and D are gone. Now, all of us are invited. The pronoun in this sentence is us. Us is a pronoun in the objective form. I told you the pronoun that we use in the tag must be in the subjective form. What is subjective form of us? The subjective form of us is we, so it must be aren't we. They is eliminated. The answer must be option C. All of us are invited. Aren't we? Aren't we means aren't we invited? That's what I mean. If I say all of them are invited, them is objective. The subjective form of them is they. It must be aren't they. All of them are invited. Aren't they means aren't they invited? Here all of us are invited, so aren't we? Aren't we invited? This book is very useful. The auxiliary verb here is. Right. No negative term. Tag must be negative. So in the tag it must be isn't. So C is gone. Right. The subject here is this book. This is a demonstrative pronoun. The pronoun that we go for in the tag must be in the subjective form. Based on that, A is eliminated. This, D is eliminated, that. This and that are demonstrative pronouns. We need a subjective pronoun in the tag. The answer must be option B, isn't it? It is a subjective pronoun. I, you, we, they, he, she, it. I gave a list of subjective pronouns. We have already discussed it in the topic pronouns. This book is very useful, isn't it? It means this book. This book is very useful, isn't it? Means isn't it useful? Isn't this book useful? That's the meaning of it. Got it? So there will not be any direct question on tags. There may be a question on tags in the case of spotting the sentence improvement. There's more than enough in the case of, there's more than enough regarding question tags. Got it? Thank you.